just want to bring up Mr. Emem and Mr. Ndidi back up here. So you throw your question. We'll just take this for like 5-10 minutes. 5-10 minutes, and the question time will be done. So can I have the questions on the paper? Then if you have any, raise your hand. Let me count. And you know the problem with question is your hand is down now. When one person asks one question, okay, I've notified. I've noticed you there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only these are 9 lines today. Okay, 5. 5 for now. 5 for now. Where are the paper questions? Just one. I've counted 5. Not that when you now hear one person's question, you now remember how they suspended you because of one something, you now want to ask that question. All right. This question is for... Okay, if I read it, the person to answer will know. Putting my songs on this platform, does it have to be only songs originally owned by me, or I can also put cover songs on these platforms? That songs not mine or written by me. I think we know who to answer that question, right?
Okay, yes, you can upload cover songs, but you need to acknowledge the original writer, right? So that's why I spoke about metadata, yeah? You must enter those details into whatever you're uploading, that yes, this song was not originally written by you. And in some cases, some of these streaming platforms will ask you to provide a written permission from the original writer, right? So sometimes it can be a long process, sometimes it can be easy, but I would still advise, yes, you can do covers, right, to at least make your presence known, right? But trying to monetize someone else's content, yeah, is okay. There's nothing wrong with it as long as you have all the necessary permission to do so. But in order for you not to get into trouble later, because sometimes that thing might go viral, and the original owner might want it to just be taken down, and that will also affect you as a person. But if you can, but just do the right thing by first of all seeking permission, right, before uploading the content on digital platforms. I believe that answers your question.
Thank you. Yes, you want to come out? You just come tell us your name and straight to your question. Please don't tell us how you started singing and all those things. Straight to the question. Okay?
Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay, so my question is, there's a song that are uploaded on streaming platform, but you can still find it on Google and download it and still share on WhatsApp. So how do artists track their revenue from stuff like that? Because we can still get song from maybe trendybeats.com. Then my second question is, do artists have right to collect revenue from their song that is being resampled? Like their song is reproduced, maybe the speed up version or with another beat. Do they have right to collect revenue from those songs?
Okay, you asked 2 questions. First, you're saying if your song is on streaming platforms and you can still get it on blogs, right? In order for me not to use the name of any blog, right? And you can still get it to download. The thing is, at the end of the day, some of these blogs will get it into trouble, right? They will be flagged because they are infringing on the right of the artists, because you already have it on streaming platforms for streaming and download. So any blog, if you are into that business, if you still go to those free platforms to download, stop it. You are infringing on someone else's right, and you can get into trouble for it. So, and those free download will not amount to anything for the artist, right? It doesn't. At the end of the day, you are only giving more traffic to these blogs, and any blog or website that knows it's on is right now, just know that they don't upload songs for free anymore. What you can do for the artist is just embed maybe the Spotify link or the YouTube link to your website, and the credit will still go to the artists. All right, I believe that answers your question. And then, secondly, you were asking, what's the second question again? If Okay, if it's resampled, all right. That's why I spoke about publishing rights, right? That yes, a lot of people focus on just getting streaming alone, but if that artist have registered that song on any of the publishing platform, let's say BMI and all that, you can still, no matter the amount that song would make or streaming numbers that song would make, you still have, as long as you've registered that content as your own, there's a percentage that will come to you as the artist. But there are some artists that will just ask you to take it down outrightly. But in order for you not to get into trouble, like I said, always seek for permission before you get involved in business like that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, question there.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
I have three quick questions. For people who record praise medleys and use people's songs to make up a praise medley and upload, can you get paid for such a content, knowing that everything on the medley, none is your original work? So that's question one. Question two, you talked about editors' playlist and listeners' playlist. Do you pay to get on the editor's playlist, like a certain amount, so that you be put on a playlist for your song to get the needed attention? Then my last question. So I've heard some ministers say, I uploaded the song and I did not do any promotion. I left it there and the song blew up on its own. How true is that?
Okay, three questions. Number one, I have decided to follow Jesus. Remember that song, yeah? All right. And also, there's this very popular one by Gabriel Eziachi, that praise medley, right? Now, the good thing about praise medley or worship medley, as the case may be, is when you go back to those songs of yesteryears, right? Some of these writers, they did not copyright these songs. So there is no record online showing that those songs are theirs, right? So in the language we use for music business is that we refer to those songs as popular domain songs, right? So you're at an advantage if you go back to those songs, all right, and then do like a praise medley or worship medley and you distribute. If you are lucky, but nobody will come after you. But the good thing to do as a Christian, some of these original writers, they are alive. So what you can do is go back to them, right? Seek for their permission. If possible, right? It can even be part of the promotion. Do a video, do pictures with them, giving them credit for the work they've done, all right? And you go ahead and do whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, when money comes in, just still remember them. And because at the end of the day, in 20 years' time, I believe the industry would have changed again, and some of your content will be sampled by people who will be trending then. So you don't want them to treat you like they don't respect you and go ahead and use your content the way they like without making any reference to you. So if that opportunity comes, make sure you reach out to these people. Seek for their permission, even if it's not online that they wrote it, but you know that's where that song generated from. Go back there, pay them their due homage, and then do whatever you choose to do with the song. And secondly, you asked about editorial playlist and user playlist. For editorial playlist, no, you don't have to pay, right? If anybody is asking you to pay for editorial playlisting, except is your distributor and is managing your page. So whatever is going to charge you to do playlisting for you is called service charge. It's not paying the editorial or the editors, right, for adding your song to playlist. Then for user playlist, it depends on the user. He might have been using money to sponsor and promote this playlist for years, and because you find it attractive, you're approaching him to add it, to add your song to his or her playlist. He has every right to charge you, and whatever he's charging, maybe you guys can negotiate, and then whatever happens, just negotiate and do business with them. So for editorial playlist, no. They don't charge you for it, except someone is pitching for you and is asking for service charge. And that doesn't guarantee that the editors will use the song, just to be clear. So it's now their prerogative to either use it or not. And lastly, you asked Yes, some persons will tell you, I just uploaded it on digital platforms and the thing went viral. Yes, it happens. And there's something, because of time, because I know during my session, there's something I have on my list that I wanted to mention, more like a final note. In the space or place of promotion, after you've done all you have to do, you still have to pray, right? And my sister here spoke about the posture of your heart, right? Sometimes these things happen, right? These things happen that you just release the song and it goes viral. It happens. But then again, don't wait, don't leave your career to chance. You still have to do the basic things you need to do, right? The basic things are distribute, promote. Then it gets to the point, because trust me, if you can spend 30 million on your song and it still will not blow. I'm being very honest with you. And you can spend less or nothing at all, and it depends on what happens. So and that we don't have control over it. So yeah, there are situations where songs go viral without spending a penny. While there are some you can spend millions. These things happen, but don't leave your career to chance. Thank you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Yes, one. Yes, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma. Ma, please have
Your name, sir?
My name is Daniel, Emmanuel.
Okay.
Ma, please, the question is for you. First of all, I want to thank you for your session. I really enjoyed it. What's your cure for shorty breaths as a BGV?
What's your what?
Cure for shorty breaths.
Cure for
Shorty breaths.
shortness of breath.
Yeah, okay, shortness of breath. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Inability to sing very high notes. Cracky voice after 10 minutes. Some people will sing for like just 5-10 minutes. Their voice is cracked already. Then, and also a bad tone. What's your cure for a bad tone? Secondly, I heard somebody said, use your soft palate to sing if you want to sing well.
Use your what?
Soft palate.
Okay.
So, and they said that the soft palate is
palate.
inside your throat.
It's inside the throat.
Yes, very close to the throat.
Wonderful.
So please, I want to know how are we sure that we are using the soft palate and not
I bet
using the hard
wait till be
palate?
this soft palate. I said this is our throat so.
Yeah, that's what I heard. So
Soft palate.
and the thing has been confusing me.
Palate not be color.
Then sometimes you hear people say sing from your stomach and not from your throat. Man, is it that the sound is
That the pellet has moved to the stomach.
Say don't sing from your throat, sing from your stomach. Is it that the song is coming from the, because I studied the system of the human body. Sound cannot come from your stomach. So how can we now sing from the stomach?
Hey.
It's so confused me. Thank you.
Okay. Please help the confused man. The way that they clap, I say these pellets, una get them. All right, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. Very good questions with violence. Okay, shortness of breath. There are many approaches to it. Is it a medical condition? That's one. Maybe is it something you need to check medically to confirm that it's not a medical condition you have? Maybe asthma, but even people with asthma can hold their breath, for some time. Maybe what you need is just to practice and do exercises that enhance your breath control. Basically, probably you have not practiced enough in that direction. So maybe you need exercises that target that particular issue if it is not a medical issue. That's one. Then you talked about cracked voice. Sometimes most times, wrong techniques could make your voice crack under very little pressure. If your voice is cracking after every singing, then there's a problem. You're probably not employing the right techniques to sing. That said, prolonged use without rest can get your voice cracking easily. All right? So same solution. exercises that are targeted towards using the right techniques to sing. All right. There are many exercises that help towards that. You can see me privately for that. And to talk about this cracked voice. So this thing you're saying about no, singing from the stomach. No, I know about palates, but singing from the stomach, what they are telling you is to use the right technique. Because so it's not like sound comes from the stomach. You when you take in air, it goes there now. When you breathe out, you're also releasing from there. All right. So when we say sing from your stomach, maybe that's not the right term. Is what we are saying is engage your diaphragm to sing. All right, that's what we're saying. And so there are different registers to your voice when you sing. There's the chest voice, there's the head voice. All right. So when you're engaging your chest voice, for instance, we're saying don't don't use here. Don't just let take the air from deep down. Don't just do I surrender. It's just here. I can you hear the difference? That throat, you're engaging just here, and with time, you wear out. Your voice will get tired. That's a wrong technique. All right. So basically, when you hear sing from your stomach, we're saying engage your core, engage your diaphragm to sing. All right. Let your air come from there, pull from there. All right. Feel it from here when you're singing, and not necessarily just from here. All right. Then baritone. The best and quickest way to improve your vocal tone is to copy. Get a singer that you really love that has a very good tone and try to copy in total, like how they breathe, how they open their eyes, how they open their mouth, their vibrato. You copy it. With time, you see that your tone is changing. At first, it may look like everybody's saying, yeah, you're sounding like Tai Tribet. Don't worry, listen to more. Practice with more. You will find yourself by rehearsing with other people. There are other people who have done this journey, who have gone on this journey ahead of us, right? There are people already ahead. Why try to cook up, manufacture something new that you don't necessarily have to do? Get somebody that copy the person. That's the fastest way to build your tone and get a better tone from what you already sound like now. Soft palate. So is it that they're telling you to sing with your soft palate? Sir,
Bros, man,
they say you should sing with your soft palate.
the guy was teaching a number of us.
Yes, sir.
So he said, if you are singing, that you have the mouth has the hard palate and the soft palate. That when you sing, if you want to sing very well, you engage the soft palate.
The way you take this palette serious.
So
Allow him talk.
and I saw it on YouTube. When I was curious and I went to YouTube,
Yes.
I saw one lady. She drew the diagram of the throat and the palate, and it was not. I couldn't grab.
Okay, overall, all of this affects the tone of your voice.
Yeah.
That's what we are driving at when we say yes. It affects the tone of your voice. All right. At the end of the day, the texture of your voice. All right. That's what we are saying when we say soft palate, hard palate. All right. It's all about placement. Your vowel placements mostly, because that's what you place. Your consonants are majorly You majorly use your lips to produce your consonants, but your vowel placements are the most important things. Or, well, not most important, but they are very important. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about palates. All right, your vowel placement, how you place your sound, where you place it. These are things that you need a vocal coach for, mostly. Sometimes you may find it on your own and may not even know that that's what you're already doing. Do you understand? I surrender. I've placed that vowel in a very different place. I. You hear the different sounds? Those are the different placements. It's all about placement. When you talk about palettes, you can see me afterwards for more.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. After
Amen.
that person, then Ima, right? Then we're good with this section.
Good morning, church. Now, my question is to Mama. While talking about the BGV, you made the statement that for those doing the backup, we should be humble. Now, here's the question. What if you naturally have a loud voice and your intention is not to overshadow?
As you know, no volume.
Okay.
You can't lower it.
No, now, and talking about lowering it, as I'm asking this question, my MD is here, and I'm very much sure she can attest to it. In a bid to bring down the voice, even while talking, you bring down the mic as much as this. Now, it comes down, but it's still loud. Now, in a bid to make it really, really down, your voice end up not coming out.
It's a gift.
Okay. That's the number one question. Actually, I have 3 questions. That's the first question.
Okay.
Question 2. You talked this to the ladies. You talked about dressing from the home. For those of us that are one-on-one with the high heels, how do we manage that? If you eventually manage to come to church from the house with the high heels, I'm very much sure before the first worship, second worship, we're already wiggling on top of the heels. So how do we manage that? And the last question, you also talk about always be willing, no matter the situation. Now you are down, you are sick, and it's all over you, but you are willing to sing. Now, in your local congregation where you end up coming out to sing, and you hear some persons who make statement like, you know, as a body, be why you come out, and you are there singing like a frog. So,
Wonderful. All right.
Okay, praise God. Let me start from your last question. I trust that your music director is not heartless.
They say some people here say some.
Do it. Do it sick. Do it under instruction. So I had a recent experience and I realized that it was a test. And so prayer and fasting happened in church. And after prayers, worship is supposed to come up and I was supposed to lead worship. Okay, so in the line of prayer we were praying was more of consecration. So naturally, and what pastor had been preaching, for the past days. So naturally, you'd want to do songs in that line, right? So as prayers was going on, a song came to my heart. It's not a song we sing in church at all, but it's a very short song. It's easy to learn. So, knowing how things run in my church, I went to my music director, or the assistant music director. He plays the keyboard, and I asked him to ask him so that I don't surprise him on stage. All right, and just bring up a song. What if he cannot make out the progression even after singing it twice? All right, so just to give him heads up, And so he redirected me to go and meet my praise team leader. All right, he got the progression, but told me to go and meet her and run that song by her. The first instinct in my heart was to not do it. Make I just forget the song. But God brought up the song in my heart. And so, in honor, I went. And she said no. And instead said songs more in consecration, just like I had planned. So I told her the 2 songs I had planned to do. She said no. And picked one of my songs and gave me another song to do. Honestly, when I pick songs to sing for worship, I don't just sit down. Maybe I have one list of songs. I just go through it and just see which song is best now. No. I wait and listen to know what songs to do. I wait to hear from God on that as well. And so that plan being changed was a bit unsettling for me, but I have been given an instruction now to do it. My MDs, AMD, praise team leader, they are all younger than I am. But that instruction has gone forth. I did it. I got to stage, I did it. And it wasn't, I don't know if it happens to you, but before I go on stage to lead, there's a picture I see of what the atmosphere is going to be like. All right? And so I went on stage, I did the songs. It wasn't quite like that. Pastor comes up, to preach, and then he requests for my very first song that I wanted to do. That was a big test for me. I could have just been on stage doing, for just do it in my mind, though. But I was glad I obeyed. And there was no hurt in my heart. It was a very big growth check for me. All right? And I came down, and she has a heart of God too. She just told me, I should have just allowed you to do that song. Or when we came down from stage, just like, no, don't worry, ma. No, it's fine, ma. Pastor's preaching afterwards was about this matter. How you just go ahead and do what was in your hands. Like, thank you, Jesus. I dodged this bullet. Do you get? So even if I was right, I obeyed instruction. If your leader, regardless, asks you to do it, do it. Do it sick. Afterward, go and pray. If it's a matter too big, if it's something that you need to involve maybe leadership to help you appeal, you can do that afterward, but obey first. All right? Obey first. What was your second question? Heels. So I asked a question. I said, if call time is 7 o'clock, how many of us get there by 6:30? Which should be ideal. If call time is 7, you shouldn't be getting to church by 7. Call time is 7 means that we start by 7. If you are getting to church by 7, it means you are still walking into the compound at 7. You are late. So if you have a problem wearing high heels from home, get to church before your call time. And change. Capish? Your first question. Loud voice. There's something called dynamics in music. And dynamics is not about riffs or runs, contrary to what you think when you hear dynamics of music. It's not even about slurs. It's loudness or lowness of music. If you are doing music at all, dynamics is important. How loud your voice is or how quiet it can be. You can train yourself. So if volume is on a scale of 1 to 10, it's something I always do with my singers. I'll tell them, give me a 10. Give me your loudest, and you give me. And then I ask you, give me a 5. You need to find it. You need to practice it. Cannot say my voice is loud as backup. That's why you must be louder than... That in itself still is pride. You must be willing to learn. I'm not coming at you. There's no condemnation for you. I'm just saying, this is what it is. You learn, you practice it. Ask yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, what is my loudest? Then train yourself to give a 3, give a 5. Do you get what I'm saying? If my loudest is, what is 5? On that same key. What is 1? Do you get? Train yourself, practice it. And you need it. You need dynamics to be able to blend with other people singing with you. As BGVs, forget your lead self. You need dynamics to blend with other people, or else just lead the song. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, the last question there from one of the best bass player in this.
I beg you.
All right, let's
Praise
go.
God. Okay, so firstly, I want to ask a question about this app called Shazam. So I've tried. Okay, it's right. Okay, Shazam. I can use that a verb, Abi. So I've tried Shazamming some songs that sometimes they don't pop up. So I want to know why those songs don't pop up. Is it that they weren't uploaded to a particular distributor or something like that? So that's my first question. Then secondly, my second question is, how do you deal with artists who don't want to give performer credits to probably me as a bass player? So recently what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to make myself a brand. So I'm trying to create a catalog of all the songs I've played, like all the recordings. So recently I sat down and when I was writing, I saw that it was almost 50 songs since I started playing bass. Almost 50 songs, and that's like a lot to put in a catalog. So how can you work with an artist that maybe you've agreed that, okay, my name will be as part of the performer credits, which is what you can show to a potential client that, oh, I was the bass player for this in terms of referral and all of that. So how do you deal with that kind of an artist? Thank you.
All right. Amen. Your first question that you've tried to Shazam some songs and they don't show. It means those songs weren't distributed. Shazam is also one of the streaming or digital platforms, right? So it's supposed to discover these things. That's what it's for. So if you try to Shazam a particular song, let's say it's playing on radio or you hear it somewhere and you put on your Shazam app and it's not showing you anything, it means those songs or that song is not available on streaming platforms. And your second question, like I mentioned, the industry has changed, right? And we're in a space in the industry now where every single person is a contributor, right? Whether you are a bassist, keyboardist, drummer, whatever it is you do as part of music creation, you deserve credit, right? And the way the music industry is now, imagine you played for a song that went viral, and maybe the bass line caught the attention of somebody that is far away in the US, and it's like, who is this bassist? And the first thing he wants to go look at the credit of that song, right? The artist, right? The main performer of that song is not doing you well by not giving you credit for what you've done, right? It takes great. You've been, I believe you. I can you said you're one of the best bassists in the country. So no, don't reject it, accept it. Because look at the number of works, jobs you've done. You're talking about 50 something, if I heard you correctly, right? So it means you know what you are doing and you deserve credit for it. And if it happens, some artists can be very greedy and selfish. I'm being very honest. I know a lot of us were artists here and you might not like me for it, but I'm being honest. I've been in this industry for more than 15 years. Right? And I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm being very honest with you. And some artists, they don't like to give credit for what you've done. And, it takes a village, right? Nobody is an island, right? For a song to come out well, it means everybody, the producer, the composer, the songwriter, whatever contribution you put in, right? You deserve credit for it. And thank God the industry is getting, is now where everybody should be appreciated. Like I mentioned, if you want to distribute songs now, they ask you for these details. Who was the drummer? Who was the keyboardist? Who was the sound engineer? Down to sound engineer, they ask you these questions now because they feel everybody came together to put out this content. So everybody deserves credit. And if it happens you are working with an artist like that, my brother, run. As simple as ABC. And if they're not ready to give you credit, then they don't deserve your creativity. If they cannot give you credit for what you've done, they don't deserve you. So just go ahead and look for an artist that will appreciate you for your gift and for the talent God has given to you. So I believe that answers your question.
Fantastic. Thank you, Minister Emem. Thank you indeed. Please, can we celebrate them? You guys are not clapping.